In previous lecture, we have started capital boosting chapter, and there we have seen lots of concepts. We have seen the concept of NPV there, right? We have seen how you can calculate the NPV. And to calculate the NPV, you should know the concept of present value, right? So we have discussed about present value, right? We have seen both the formulas, manual formula, that how you can calculate the present value, right? After that, we have seen how you can calculate the future value, right? We have seen manual and Excel both formulas, right? And after that, we have done question where we have learned that how you can calculate the NPV, right? How you can calculate the NPV. Also, we have discussed about IRR. IRR means internal rate of return, right? So we have seen the formula of IRR also, right? And we have done illustration one, right? We have completed illustration one. Hopefully, you remember Vada Pav and Misal Pav example we have in here, right? So we have done illustration one also. Now, today, I will be starting illustration two. You have to focus here, right? Just focus. You will be able to understand each and everything. Just focus. Yeah. What illustration two says, a company is considering a proposal of installing a drying equipment, right? What company is planning to do here? Company is planning to buy machinery, right? That is drying equipment. The equipment would involve a cash outlay of 6 lakhs, right? There will be a cash outflow of how much? There will be cash outflow of 6 lakh rupees, right? And working capital required is 80,000 rupees, right? Now, what is working capital? Do you know what is working capital? Funds required for day-to-day running business, right? So working capital can be used for what purpose? Working capital can be used for purchase of raw material, right? It can be used for payment of salary, right? It also can be used for payment of electricity bill and day-to-day expenses, right? Day-to-day expense. So here, if company is buying drying machinery, so company has to keep 80,000 as a working capital, right? Company has to keep 80,000 as a working capital. The expected life of project is 5 years, right? You will continue this project for 5 years without any salvage value, है ना? मशीनरी जब 5 साल के बाद काम नहीं करेगी, आप उसको ही बेचोगे, आपको कुछ पैसे नहीं मिलेंगे. Without any salvage value means जब वो भंगार में जाएगा, you won't be getting even a single penny, right? Then assume that company is allowed to charge depreciation on straight line basis, right? Company will be charging depreciation on straight line basis for income tax purpose, right? The estimated before tax cash flows are given below, right? This is your PBT, right? Here, before tax cash inflows, this is your PBT, right? These cash flows are PBT, right? So here PBT is given. After that, if you see the applicable income tax rate is 35%, and if the company's opportunity cost of capital is 12%, calculate the equipment discounted payback period. These concepts we have not discussed yet, right? I will be discussing the discounted payback period and payback period. Also calculate the net present value, profitability index. PI means profitability index. That this concept not discussed yet. We will discuss profitability index also, and we have to calculate internal rate of return. So two concepts we have discussed in previous lecture. One is internal rate of return, right? This concept we have covered in previous lecture, and second is net present value. This concept what we have done, we have covered in previous lecture, right? Now here, we have to do some adjustments, right? If you want to calculate the answer, we have to do some adjustments. But first, what I will be doing, I will be writing down the given data, right? So here, what is the machinery cost? Machinery cost is 6 lakh rupees, right? Along with this, you will be requiring working capital also. So working capital amount is 80,000, right? What is the life of machinery given here? Life of machinery is 5 years, right? And salvage value is 0, right? Salvage value is how much? It is 0 given in the question, right? Now, guys, if I ask you to calculate depreciation, is it possible for you to calculate depreciation from given data? What is the formula here? Question it is given that company use SLM method to charge depreciation, to amortize depreciation on their assets. Company use SLM method, right? Now, if SLM method is used by a company, so what is going to be the form to calculate depreciation by using SLM method? Salvage value is 0 here, so we can salvage value. So simple formula is going to be cost divided by life, right? Cost divided by life. Now, if I want to calculate depreciation here, so what is going to be the depreciation amount? 6 lakh divided by 5, and it is going to be 1,20,000. How much is the depreciation amount? It is 1,20,000, right? Along with this, tax rate is given. Tax rate is 30% in the question, right? and discounting rate is given. Discount rate is given how much? It is 12%. Right? Discounting rate is how much? It is 12%. Is it clear? This data is given in the question, right? Now, the important factor which we have to discuss in this question is depreciation, right? The most important calculation is depreciation. Remaining concepts we have already discussed, right? How to calculate present value, what are cash flows, these concepts we have discussed in previous lecture. Now here, the most important adjustment which we have to discuss is depreciation, right? Now you have to focus here, right? Just focus here. You will be getting the concept clarity. Now, I will do depreciation concept right now, right? In detail, I will discuss. You have to focus, right? Now, I'm taking one example. I'm preparing one income statement, right? This is my assumption here. If you see, in question, profit before tax is given. If you see, profit before tax is given, and if company is buying machinery, so company will be able to generate these cash flows in coming year. And if company is buying machinery, drying machinery, so in first year company will make a profit of 2,40,000, second year 275,000, third year 2,10,000, fourth year 1,08,000, and in fifth year company will make profit of 1,60,000. If company is buying machinery, and this is your PBT, what company has done? Company has calculated PBT, right? Now here I will draw income statement, so you will be getting more clarity about the concept. Here, let's suppose sales of company is, I'm assuming 2,000 crore. I'm taking hypothetical example. Let's suppose sales of company is 2,000 crore and company purchased or company consume raw material of, let's suppose, 800 crore, right? Also company pays salary to their employees, let's suppose 400 crore. Right? Company pay salary to their employee, that is 400 crore, and company charge depreciation, let's suppose 300 crore. Right? Company charge depreciation, let's suppose 300 crore. Now, what is going to be the PBT of company in this case? Simply, I will reduce expenses for sales and I will get the PBT, right? Sales minus material cost minus salary minus depreciation, right? So PBT is how much here? PBT is 500 crore. Is it clear? PBT is 500 crore. Right. Now, if I ask you to calculate tax liability, let's suppose in India, you have to pay 30% tax. So how much tax you will be paying to the government? It is going to be 30% of 500. So you have to pay how much tax? You have to pay 150 crore tax. Right. Now you just let me know, according to you, depreciation is the cash expenditure or non-cash expenditure? Non-cash expenditure, right? Depreciation is a non-cash expenditure. Now, what is the reason why we are showing depreciation in income statement if it is a non-cash expenditure? Why we are showing depreciation here? That is okay. We have to amortize the cost. That is okay. That is okay, right? But see, you are running a business, right? What is going to be the profit for you if you are running a business? If I talk about profit, so in your language, profit is going to be the cash which you are receiving, right? At the end, तुमने start किया था business 10 लाख से, at the end तुम्हारे वो जो cupboard है उसमें 15 लाख रुपए पड़े हैं. So how much profit you made? 5 lakh rupees. In layman term, if I ask you the question, so you will say my profit is 5 lakh. You won't consider non-cash expenses and provisions and all, right? You will say that my profit is 5 lakh rupees in a year, right? Here, why we adjust depreciation? Just because we have to calculate, we have to uh, take tax benefit here, right? That's the reason we include depreciation. We have discussed about interest, right? In case of interest, we have seen that if you are paying interest, you will be getting the tax benefit. Similarly, in case of depreciation also, we will be getting the tax benefit, right? That is the reason we show depreciation in income statement, so we can claim tax benefit, right? Profit कम होगा तो मेरा क्या होगा? यहाँ पे tax benefit होगा. कैसे tax benefit हो रहा है? मैं इसको copy करता हूँ. Here, let's suppose I'm not claiming depreciation, right? If I'm not claiming depreciation, what is going to be my profit now? My profit is going to be 800 crore rupees, and I have to pay tax of how much? 240 crore. So how much extra tax I have to pay? I have to pay 90 crore rupees tax extra if I'm not charging depreciation assets, right? So being a businessman, what is the final profit, or what can be the final profit for your business? For sure, cash profit is going to be the final profit, right? So whenever we decide that which project we should start, why I'm talking about cash profit, you just listen to me very carefully, right? This concept is very important. Why I'm talking about cash profit? Because see, when you are starting the business, how much you are investing? You are investing 6 lakh machinery and 80,000 for working capital. So in total, you are investing 6,80,000, right? Now, when I will prepare the table, in top, I will write down outflow of 680,000 rupees. I will write down year zero, and there I will write down outflow of 6,80,000 rupees, right? Are you able to understand? When I will prepare table, जब हम लोग वो years वाला cash flow वाला table prepare करेंगे, so उस केस में हम लोग क्या करेंगे, पहले ही शो कर देंगे कि 86,000 का कैश आउटफ्लो हो रहा है, तो वो एक्सपेंस तो मैंने पहले ईयर में दिखा दिया, तो डेप्रिसिएशन दोबारा क्यों चार्ज करूंगा? So whenever we do decision making, so what we have to do, we have to take cash profit. What we have to do, we have to calculate cash profit, right? In this case, how I will calculate the cash profit? Do you know how to calculate cash profit? Is it possible for you to tell me how we can calculate the cash profit in example? Yeah, PAT plus depreciation we have to do, right? PAT plus depreciation we have to do, right? If I want to find out that how much cash I have generated during the year, so simply it's very simple. Hana, what I have to do, I have to take PAT. I have not calculated PAT here, so I will be calculating the PAT first. So what is going to be the PAT here? PAT is going to be 350 crore, right? So profit after tax is 350 crore. Depreciation on cash expenditure. So I will add back that expenditure and I will be getting the cash profit here, right? So company has generated cash profit of 650 crores. Are you able to understand how I have calculated cash profit? Is this concept is clear? Nothing you have to do, right? Nothing you have to do. Simply for calculation of cash profit, we have to add depreciation with PAT and you will be getting the cash profit, right? This formula you have to use. And whenever we will be doing investment analysis, right? When in fourth semester, when you will learn valuation or equity research subject, na, there you have to calculate cash profit, right? There you have to calculate cash profit. Or if you have learned cash flow statement in your previous semester, na, so you might have seen that we used to find कैश प्रॉफिट इन ऑपरेटिंग एक्टिविटी. यू माइट, अगर आ रहा होगा इनडायरेक्ट मेथड से हम लोग क्या करते थे, डेप्रिसिएशन ऐड करते थे, प्रोविजन ऐड करते थे. सेम थिंग आई एम डूइंग हियर, राइट, टू कैलकुलेट कैश प्रॉफिट. Is it clear? So here what we have to do, we have to calculate the cash profit and this is going to be the final profit for which we will calculating the present value, right? ये present value calculate करना पड़ेगा हमें, है ना? We have to calculate present value of this amount. Is it clear? चलो. So hopefully you understood this concept. Now what I will bring, now, if you see here in question, cash profit is given, right? In question, sorry, PBT is given, right? Now, what we have to do, we have to find out cash profit here, right? Here, PBT is given, right? So, what I will do, I will and I will write down years. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And here I will write down PBT. So I will take PBT from the question, right? PBT is how much here? 240. So I will multiply this with 1000. So you get 2,40,000, right? Directly. And I have pasted the values here, right? So I profit before tax from question, right? I took profit before tax from question. Anna, so this is the profit before tax. Now, how much tax company has to pay? Tax is given 35% here. So tax is going to be 35%. Right? So if I calculate tax rate, tax here, so it is going to be 2,40,000 into 35. And I will copy this value here. So you can see this is the tax liability. Right? You can see this is the tax liability. 84,000, then 96,250, 73,500, 63,000, 56,000. What I have done, simply I have taken 30% of PBT, right? I have taken 35% of PBT and here you can see the tax liability. Is it clear? You can see the tax liability. Now here, if I want to calculate PAT, right? So here I will calculate the PAT. What is going to be the PAT? PBT minus tax, right? And if I copy these values here, so I have calculated the PAT, right? Here I have calculated the PAT. Are you able to understand how I have calculated PAT? After that, what I have to do now, I have to add depreciation. Are you able to understand? I have to add depreciation. Why I have to add depreciation? Just because I want to calculate cash profit, right? I want to calculate cash profit. So depreciation I have already calculated 1,20,000 and this amount is going to be same for all the years, right? This amount is going to be same for all the years, right? So I have pasted 1,20,000 and what is going to be your cash profit? Your cash profit is going to be how much? It is going to be 1,56,000 plus 12,000, right? And I will copy these values here. So your cash profit is 2,76,000 for first year and subsequent year में cash profit आप देखते हो. समझ में आया how I have calculated tax profit? Is there any doubt in this question? So here we have calculated the cash profit, right? Here we have calculated the cash profit, right? Now what I will be doing, I will be calculating the present value, right? So to calculate the present value, I will be using the same format which I've used in this lecture. Year after year, what I have to do, I have to take cash flows. Right? I will be taking the cash flows. So year starts from 0. Right? Year start from 0. What is the investment amount? Investment amount is 6,80,000. Working capital we have to include, na? Working capital we have to include. So 6,80,000 is the invested amount, right? 80,000 for working capital and remaining 6 lakh for purchase of drying machinery, right? Now what we have to do here, we have to write down these cash flows which we have calculated, cash profit, right? So I will be using the function. There is a function Excel that is transpose, right? You can also use this function, right? If you are using this function, you have to select all the cells, right? What you have to do, you have to select all the cells. Yeah, इसमें पासवर्ड लग गया. ओपन करो ना इसको गलत.
Sign in option. Sign in option.
Just a moment.
Right.
630. ये पब्लिक हो गया तुम्हारा पासवर्ड. चेंज कर देना. Now if you see here, tax 35% है. If you see here, so what we can do, we can choose, we can use transpose function to copy above values, right? So you have to select all the cells, then you have to write down equal to, then write down TRANSPOSE, right? Transpose, and we will open up the bracket and we will select the profits here, right? We will select profit. And if you see here, so these values are now in vertical format, right? Previously, these values were in horizontal format. Now these values are in vertical format, right? Now here, you know what we have done? We have written the values, right? I think you are able to understand what we have discussed till now, right? Now, you know what we will be doing? We will be calculating the present value. But before calculating the present value, I would like to discuss one more concept, right? Here, one concept is remaining, is working capital. That is working capital. What we have done in year 0, we have already provided the adjustment for working capital, right? We have already provided the adjustment for working capital. 6 lakh is the cost of machinery and 80,000 you require for working capital, right? Now I am taking an example here. Just focus. If you won't see here, no, you won't be able to understand this adjustment, right? Now here, if you, I am taking an example. Let's suppose you have started a business, right? You have started a business, and in your business you have purchased a machinery whose cost is 10 lakh rupees, right? Whose cost is how much? It is 10 lakh rupees, right? And also what you have done, you have invested 2 lakh rupees extra for working capital, right? You have invested 2 lakh rupees extra for working capital, right? You have started business and you have purchased the machinery, and 2 lakh rupees you have invested for working capital, right? Now I would like to ask one question. Just focus here. What you will be doing with the help of this working capital, that is free cash with you, right? This is your free cash, which you can use for payment of salary. You can use cash for purchase of raw material, for payment of electricity and all, right? What you have done with this 2 lakh rupees, you manufactured a product, right? You manufactured a product whose cost is how much? Whose cost is 2 lakh rupees, right? Cost is how much? It is 2 lakh rupees, right? And you know, you charge profit on this product, right? How much profit you charge? Let's suppose you charge 30% profit on this product, right? So cost is how much? Cost is 2 lakh, and you have decided you will be charging 30% profit, right? What is going to be the profit here? Profit is going to be 60,000. And what is going to be the total sales value? Sales value is going to be how much? 2,60,000. Now, when you will be selling this product to your customer, so how much you will be getting from the customer? 2,60,000, right? You will be charging 2,60,000. It means whatever working capital you have invested, right? And with that working capital, what you are doing, you are manufacturing product whose cost is 2 lakh rupees. It means whole with the help of whole 2 lakh rupees, what you have done, you manufacture product, right? जो 2 लाख रुपए आपने cash invest किया था business में, उस कैश से आपने क्या किया, रॉ मटेरियल बाय किया, पे की, कुछ अदर ओवरहेड्स इंकर किया और आपने एक प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चर किया 2 लाख रुपए का. Now you're selling this product in market by charging 30% profit, right? So what is the profit? Profit amount is 60,000, and in total you will be able to sell this product at 2,60,000 rupees, right? You will be able to sell this product at 2,60,000 rupees. What does it mean? कि जो आप वर्किंग कैपिटल बिजनेस में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो ना, वो आपको वापस मिल जा रही है. Yes or no? Whatever working capital you are investing into the business, that working capital you are getting back, right? So here, what you have done initially, you have invested 80,000 rupees for working capital, right? And when you will dispose this machinery, you will get back your 80,000 rupees. At the end of 5th year, you will get back your 80,000 rupees. Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? तो जो वर्किंग कैपिटल आप यूज करते हैं ना, वर्किंग कैपिटल कभी खत्म ही नहीं होता है ना. आपका बिजनेस अगर प्रॉफिटेबल है, आपका वर्किंग कैपिटल खत्म ही नहीं होगा, है ना. क्यों? क्योंकि वो आप प्रॉफिट जनरेट करके दे जाएगा, दे जाएगा, दे जाएगा, और जब आप बिजनेस बंद करोगे तो वो आप विड्रॉ कर सकते हो वर्किंग कैपिटल, राइट? बिकॉज यू आर रिकवरिंग वर्किंग कैपिटल अमाउंट फ्रॉम योर कस्टमर, right? You are recovering working capital amount from your customer. So working capital, you will be able to recover at the end of, when you will be disposing machinery. Is it clear? So at the end of 5th year, what we have to do, we have to take working capital amount also, right? Here, what we have to do, we have to take working capital amount also, right? So at the end of 5th year, you will be getting back working capital also. This is going to be another cash flow, which we have to include here. Is it clear? This is going to be another cash flow, which we have to include here. Are you able to understand? We have discussed two important concepts in this question. One is depreciation and second is working capital. Right? These two concepts are very important. Right? Very important. In real life also, you will be using these concepts. See, what is working capital? Working capital, whenever you start business now, what do? Let's suppose here, you are at 12 lakh rupees with you, right? What you have done with this 12 lakh rupees, you have purchased machinery of 10 lakh, right? And you kept free cash, right? That is 2 lakh rupees for working capital. Obviously, if you are starting a business, you will buy raw material, you will pay salary, you will pay electricity expenses. For that, you kept 2 lakh rupees. Right? Now, with this 2 lakh rupees, what you have done, you manufactured a product, right? How you manufactured this product? Because you have purchased material, you purchase a material of rupees 1 lakh, right? You paid salary of 50,000, right? And you incurred some overhead expenses, right? You incurred some overhead expenses of 50,000 rupees. In total, how much you spent towards manufacturing of product? You spent 2 lakh rupees, right? So what you are doing, you are using this working capital for manufacturing of this product, right? And now you are charging profit of 60,000, and in total you will be selling this product at 2,60,000 rupees. And from your customer, you will be recovering 2,60,000. Are you able to understand? It shows that you will be getting back your working capital amount. For sure, you will be getting back your working capital amount. Is it clear? Pakka? Chalo. So at the end of 5th year, when you will dispose this machinery, so you will be getting back your working capital amount. I think now you're able to understand. Chalo. Now what we have to do, we have to calculate the present value. So I won't be using the formula. Here I will write down N. So N is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for these cash flows, right? N is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I will apply the formula. What is the formula to calculate present value? Very good. So this is the formula which we have to use. We'll apply this formula. What is the rate here? Rate is given 12%. Rate given 12% here. Rate is 12%. So apply this formula. Equal to future value is given divided by 1 plus 12%. Right? Just a moment. Future value divided by, open up the bracket, 1 plus R is 12%. If I'm selecting 12% which is given in another cell, then I have to freeze 12%, right? Then I have to freeze 12%. Otherwise, directly you can write 1.12. Right? Directly you can write down 1.12. Here I have to freeze the cell if I'm selecting 12%, which is given in another cell, right? Then close the bracket and then raise to the power. For first year, it is going to be, you don't have to write down 1 manually, right? You have to select 1, right? You have to create another column and there you have to select 1, right? So I'm selecting the 1, and if I press enter here, so I calculated the present value, and I will copy paste this data here. So I will be able to calculate the total present values. Is this concept is clear how I have calculated the present value? Now I will do the total. If I do the total, so what is going to be present value of cash inflows? So please focus here. What is going to be the present value of cash inflows? It is going 9,90,277. Right? It is 9,90,277. What is the present value of cash outflow? Present value of cash outflow is how much? It is 6,80,000. Right? If I want to calculate NPV, so what I will be doing? So I will present value of cash inflows minus present value of cash outflow. NPV is going to be how much? It is going to be 3,10,277. Is it clear what is present value of cash? NPV is 3,10,277. I'm able to calculate 3,10,277. Chalo, very good. Now, you know what you can do? You can apply formula also, right? You can apply the formula also, right? You can apply NPV formula to calculate. Arey, listen to me. To calculate present value of cash inflows, you can apply NPV formula also. You can apply NPV formula. But you know, when we apply the NPV formula, so here we have taken 8,000 in next cell, right? जब हम लोग एनपीवी फॉर्मूला अप्लाई करेंगे ना प्रेजेंट वैल्यू ऑफ कैश इनफ्लोज कैलकुलेट करने के लिए तो वो 6th ईयर करेगा है ये 5th ईयर का कैश फ्लो राइट but it will assume 6th year cash flow and you will be different answers. So what we have to do, we have to add this 80,000 with 2,24,000, right? So I'm writing down manually here 2,24,000. I know. So here what I will do, I will add 80,000. Right here, what I will do, I will add 80,000. Right, I'm adding here 80,000. If I have to apply the formula, right, there is a of adding it if you don't want to apply the formula. But I'm adding here 80,000 and I'm deleting 80,000 from here. Right now, I can apply the NPV formula to calculate present value of cash inflows directly. So it is going to be NPV. Open up the bracket. Then you have to select the sales. Right, you have to select the positive cash flows, and here you can see. Acha, first I have to select rate. What I'm doing. First I have to select the rate. And then what I have to do, I have to put comma. I have to put comma and then I will press enter here. So here you can see what is the NPV. Six three eight 630, right? Palak 6308, na? 60. Yeah. So if I want to calculate NPV, guys, just focus here. Here it is going to be 12%, then comma, and you have to select all the cash flows, right? You have to select all the cash flows and then close the bracket. Here, if you see answer is same, right? It is 9,90,277. Now, do you know how to calculate IRR? To calculate IRR, I will be using the function that is IRR is equal to IRR. Open up the bracket. Then we have to select all the cash flows, including positive and negative. Hello? We have to select all the cash flows, right? We have to select all the cash flows, including positive and negative, to calculate IRR, right? So what is going to be the IRR here? IRR is going to be 39%. Are you able to calculate IRR?
Yes, sir.
Chalo. I've already added this 80,000. Definitely. वो डेसिमल्स में डिफरेंस आएगा हाँ तो फिर मत करो ऐसा करो मत करो, ऐसे ही करो, ऐसे भी आ रहा है तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, मैं ऐड करके कर... You know what is profitability index? If you see the formula in next sheet, formula is given. Formula for profitability index is present value of inflows divided by present value of cash outflow. Right here, what is the formula? Formula is present value of cash in divided by present value of cash outflow. Now, what is the meaning of profitability index? First, I will calculate the value here. So, formula is present value of inflow. So, what is the present value of inflow? It is 9,90,227, 277 divided by present value of cash out. Right? If I press enter here, so I will be getting the answer that is 1.46 times. Right? Profitability index tells you that how much extra profit you're earning as compared to expenditure, right? How much extra profit you are earning as compared to expenditure. Here, your present value of cash inflow is 9,90,267, right? Here, your present value of cash inflow is how much? It is 9,90,000 and outflow is 6,80,000. So your cash inflows are 1.46 times as compared to cash outflows, right? Your cash inflows are 1.46 times as compared to cash outflows. Is it clear? Are you able to understand the concept? Sure. So I'm giving you 1 minute time. You just note it down. Solve illustration 3. Solve illustration 3 quickly. Solve illustration 3. I'm giving you 1 minute time. Do it fast. Now see here. X Limited is considering investment in either of the one of two alternate project, both with life of 5 years and following informations are given, right? Project X Y is given, year 0 outflow is given, then inflows are given. First, what we have to calculate present value of cash inflows and rate is 10%. So here I will apply the formula. NPV, open up the bracket, select the rate and then select the cash flows. Right? So this is the present value of cash inflows, 1,13,723. Right? After that, present value of cash outflows we have to calculate. So already given in question, not 10 lakh, 1 lakh, lakh. So here it is 1 lakh. Right now, what is going to be the NPV in this case? NPV is going to be this minus this, right? And what is going to be PI, profitability index? That is going to be present value of cash inflows divided by present value of cash outflows. And here, if you see, what is the PI? PI is 1.14, right? Now I will copy this data and I will paste it here. And if you see what is the PI of present value of cash inflows, it is 1,11,000 and 80,000 and PI of project Y is more and also NPV is more. And so which project you will start? Obviously, the project is giving you more return. Also, what you can do, you can calculate the IRR, right? So I will calculate the IRR. You can calculate the IRR. So equal to IRR, open up the bracket. Select the cash flows, give me a moment. And here you can see IRR. So IRR of project X is 15% and project Y IRR is 27%, right? So this is how you have to solve this question. Is it clear? Pakka? See, so many times we discussed about IRR, right? So many times what we have done, we have discussed about IRR. Hana? Now here, what you can read about IRR. If you want to read about IRR, so here theory is given. And also what you do, you can calculate the IRR of this question. Is it possible to calculate the IRR of this question? Hello, is it possible to calculate IRR of this question? Chalo, do it. Here, what question says the management of XYZ Limited has proposed to invest 80,000 rupees 80,000 towards new project A, which will give earning for 5 years, right? How much you have invested? You have invested 80,000, right? You have invested 8,000. So here itself, I will solve. How much you have invested? You have invested 80,000 rupees. So I will minus 80,000 here. Right? I will take minus 80,000. After that, what I have to do? I have to calculate IRR here. Right? I have to calculate IRR. Right? So what I will do? I will apply the formula equal to IRR. Open up the bracket and we have to select the values. Right? We have to select the values here. Right? And if I press enter here, so what is going to be the IRR? IRR is going to be 26%. Is it clear? This is how we have to calculate the IRR. Right? Yeah, say na, say. IRR में कोई वो ट्रायल एंड एरर मेथड यूज करते हैं ना, तब ये परसेंटेज का रिलेवेंस है. So I'm not teaching you trial and error method because practically you will be applying this method. There is another method here. You know, there is a formula you can see. If you are using this formula, by this formula you can calculate IRR, right? But in this case, what you have to do, you have to take you have to take various rates here, right? So I'm not teaching you a trial error method. I have simply taught you Excel formula. You can use the Excel formula and directly you can calculate IRR, right? So there is no use of 10 and 12% in this question, right? There is no use of 10 and percent in this question, right? Now, you know, if I talk about IRR, you might remember in illustration 1, you can see here, I've opened illustration and Missile Power, right? She has not calculated NVP. I will calculate it, right? If you see what was the present value of cash flows, it was 15 lakh and present value of cash outflow was 12 lakh. So what is the NPV? What NPV have calculated? It was 3 lakh 16,000. Here, what is the NPV? Here, NPV is 3 lakh 9,000, right? This is the previous class question. And we have decided that Missile Power business is more profitable, right? We have seen that Missile Power business was more profitable, right? If I'm calculating the IRR of these two projects, right? So I will write down IRR, I will open up the bracket, and here I will select the cash flows, right? I will select the cash flows. Here in this case, you see what is the IRR? IRR is 20%. And in this case, what is the IRR? IRR is 18. Now if you see as per NPV, which business is giving more profit? Second business is giving more profit, right? Which business is giving you more profit? Second business is giving you more profit. Are you able to understand? Missile Power business is giving you more profit, right? And Vada Pav business is giving you less NPV. But in terms of IRR, if you see, internal rate of return of Vada Pav business is more. It means profit margin you will be earning more in Vada Pav business. Now, which method you will select to decide at which project you have to select? IRR or NPV? Why IRR? But here NPV is more.
More rate, more rate. Outflow is more.
That is the reason investment is more. IRR. Okay, that's a great point. You know, here what you have to do, you have to check cash balance with you, right? You have to check cash balance with you. Just listen to me very carefully. I will discuss for 2 more minutes and after that I will wind up the session. If you see, let's suppose I'm assuming you are having 30 rupees with you, not 30 lakh. I'm assuming, let's suppose you are having 24 lakh rupees with you. Right? You are having 24 lakh rupees with you, right? Now, to start one stall, how much you need to invest for Vada Pav business? You need to invest 12 lakh rupees, right? To start one stall, you need to invest 12 lakh rupees. And to start one stall of Missile Pav, you need to invest 18 lakh rupees. You need to invest 18 lakh rupees. Now, if you are having 24 lakh rupees with you, if you are having 24 lakh rupees with you, so how many stalls you can open of Vada Pav? 2 stalls you can open, right? 2 stalls you can open of Vada Pav, right? So if you are having 4 lakhs, so with 24 lakh, you can start 2 stalls. And from 2 stalls, how much you will earn? From one stall, you're earning 3 lakh 16,000. So from 2 stalls, you will be able to earn 6 lakh 32,629, right? So here, what you will do, you will choose which option. You will choose Vada Pav option because to start one stall of Missile Pav, you require 18 lakh. So you can't start 2 stall because you are having 30 lakh rupees only with you, right? You are having 30 lakh rupees with you, Anna. So now if I take another example, let's suppose you are having only 18 lakh rupees with you. You are having only 18 lakh or let's suppose 20 lakh rupees with you. Now here you can start 2 stalls of Vada Pav, right? In this case, 2 stalls of Vada Pav is not possible. So now which business you will prefer to start? Vada Pav or Missile Pav? Obviously Missile Pav. Obviously Missile Pav. क्योंकि तुम्हारे पास पैसा पड़ा रहेगा ना 8 तुम वड़ा पाव स्टार्ट करोगे बोलोगे नहीं नहीं इसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट ज्यादा है बट 8 लाख का करोगे क्या So what you will be doing, then you will be starting a missile power stall, and in that case, you will be considering NPV. Right? When you are having cash content, in that case, what you will be doing, you will be considering NPV. But when you are having enough cash with you, right? And can start the multiple businesses, multiple branches, right? Not multiple businesses, multiple branches. In that case, IRR will give you better result. Is it clear? So both the methods, they are having their own importance. The thing is, you have to analyze, right? When you have to choose IRR method and when you have to choose uh, NPV method, right? When no constant of cash का कोई problem ही नहीं है. तो उस केस में IRR ही लोगे क्योंकि profit margin उसमें ज्यादा है ना? When there is a constant of cash, then you have to decide which project you have to choose. Is it clear? So, and in that you will be choosing NPV. समझ में आया? IRR का concept? Here, see, I have taken example. Let's suppose you are having 24 lakh rupees with you, right? If you are having 24 lakh, what you can do, you can start one stall of misal pav, right? You can start one stall of misal pav, right? Or you can start two vada pav stalls, right? If you are starting one stall of misal pav, so you need to invest 18 lakh rupees, right? Out of 24 lakh, if you will invest 18 lakh rupees, so what is going to be the balance cash? Balance cash is going to be 6 lakh. So with this cash, you can't start another misal pav ka thela, right? But what you can do, if you are having 24 lakh rupees, so for one thela, you need to invest 12 lakh rupees. For two thelas, how much you'll be investing? Obviously 24 lakh rupees, right? So here, what you can do, you can start two vada pav thela. If you are starting one misal pav ka thela, what is going to be your NBP, net profit? 3,98,000. If you are starting two vada pav ka thela, in this case, what is going to be your NBP? Obviously, it is going to be 6,32,000 something, right? So which business you will prefer to start? If you are having 20 lakh rupees with, 24 rupees with you, obviously vada pav, right? Obviously vada pav, because you are making double profit almost, right? But let's suppose if you are having only 20 lakh rupees with you, right? Then in this case, if you are having only 20 lakhs, so you will be able to start only one misal pav ka stall, or you'll be able to start one vada pav ka stall, because you are having less funds, right? So you can start one misal pav ka business, or you can start one vada pav ka business, right? Now, if starting one misal pav ka business, so here you will be able to earn 3,98,000, and here in second case you will be able to earn 3,16,314 rupees. So in this case, which method will be giving you better result? Obviously NPV, right? Because there is a cash constant. So here we will be using NPV, and we will choose the business whose NPV is higher, right? We will choose the business whose NPV is higher, right? In second case, if you see here, we will use the concept IRR, because here we choose the business because there is no cash constant in this cash, right? We are having enough cash, huh? So in this case, what we will be doing, we will be starting this business, right? We will be starting this business. There can be third alternative also. Let's suppose if you are having 30 lakh rupees with you. Now, what you will be doing? This you can do, right? One missile and one vada pav you can do. It depends, है ना? So you have to finally calculate your total profit. I have just given you the example, so you should be able to understand what is the use of IRR in real life. है ना? Is it clear? Chalo. Right. You know, in previous lecture, we have started capital bursting chapter, and there we have